What's up, folks? I'm down here on Park Drive. If you don't know where that is in Worcester, well, welcome. This is Park Drive, the little football field right behind me. My former house that I lived down there for a good number of years is right down the road there. I'm going to take you on a little journey today. I'm going to take you on a journey through Worcester, through my life, where I've lived, what I've been through, and explain a few situations, a few stories, and just allow you to get a better glimpse of my heart, of my motives, and of where I'm going, because you can't understand where I'm headed until you understand what I've been through. And that's all of us. But thank you for watching this video. Let's go. This is Worcester, the factory district over here where there's Akron Brass and there's Artiflex that used to be called Gerstenslagers. That's where my mom worked. That's where my mom showed me, even as a little kid, what it was like to just be a hard worker and always keep your head up no matter what, because things weren't easy even just as a little kid. But my mom always had a smile on her face, and she always tried harder than anybody else, which really rubbed off on me. She worked here at Artiflex, formerly known as Gerstenslagers. Hurt her back, has been on Social Security ever since. I start off my story by telling you that this is where I went to school, Bell Avenue Elementary, formerly known as, and I lived right across the street. Lived in an awesome neighborhood, right down the road from the College of Worcester, in this house up until like 3rd grade of my life, and I missed living there. Like, even when we moved away, this is the house that I've always been drawn to. This is the house of all my first. This is the house where I first made friends and played Ninja Turtles in these little woods. I thought they were woods, and I mean, it's literally like 20 trees right here. But to me as a little kid, this was like a big, huge, enchanted forest. And like I said, it's right down the road from the College of Worcester. Great neighborhood, great people. And I had so much fun in this time of my life. I was just a little innocent kid, not really understanding the world yet, but I would get a rude awakening from this neighborhood, from this house, because this is the very house that my brother, my next oldest brother, molested me. And that brought forth and still brings forth so much pain. That brought forth so much division in my family. And from there on out, family gatherings were not a thing that I remember being something that I looked forward to when they actually happened. We moved to this house when I was in 3rd grade, and we only lived there for a year, but I don't remember much good from this house. I remember my mom getting choked by her drunken boyfriend one day. He came inside in a rage and ended up getting arrested, tried to beat her up, and it was all right in front of my eyes. It was just not a good scenario for any kid to see. It was embarrassing looking back at it from the neighborhood perspective, and I had no idea that Grant Street would be such a vital aspect in my life. There was a kid right across the street that just little grade school punk, but right here, this very spot, I choke slammed him on the sidewalk, like literally like Undertaker style choke slam. Gave him a concussion, sent him to the hospital. I'll never forget his face, but that's what happens when you talk about my mom. My mom's all I had. I didn't really have a family. So, my brother, remember him from the old house, the one that did what he did to me? This is where he lived, right up the road. Crazy stuff. And then, even though he lived up the road, we didn't really associate or talk to him because he was living with another man. I'll let your mind wander with that one, but let's just say that was a very hard scenario to take in, because he had just got out of wherever he was, because he was put away in I think Boys Village for years upon years, and when he got out, he tried to be my brother, and then when he didn't want to be my brother anymore, I guess, he went and lived with another man. Good times. But that's where he lived. Right down the road from all this is where my dad got shot and killed. This is where my dad lived, and someone came in his house and shot him. Grant Street. Gotta love the drama. but that's my life, man. Apparently, 2 blocks down, Park Drive, 445. This is where I lived. This is where I lived from 4th grade on till sophomore year in high school. I used to play with the neighborhood kids all over this driveway, all over this road. I stood in this driveway, watched my Simba kitty come up this other driveway, and watch a police officer drive through here and obliterate my kitty right where that puddle is, because he went off the road to kill him. And I ran up into my house, got a baseball bat, came back outside. I was going to kill this man, but thankfully a neighbor in that tan house right there came and tackled me. I started bawling like a baby after he tackled me right there by that rock, and he saved my life. But this house was the first time that I've ever dealt with demonic activity. This house is the first time that I ever dealt with depression. This is the house where I tried to kill myself at. This house is where the neighbors poisoned my dog Shadow and she died. This house, this neighborhood, I still have nightmares and night terrors to this day. This very spot right here is the first time I've ever dealt with racism. The neighbor kid's cousin called me a nigger, beat the living crap out of him, and the neighbors in that house right there called the police on me. There's not much I could do because I was a 6th grader and I beat up another 5th grader. And yeah, but anyways, that's when the first time I ever dealt with racism and the N-word. These little patches of trees right here, these little pine trees used to be little tiny pine trees. I remember when they were planted. Yes, that means I'm old, but this very spot is where I was shoved into the back of a police car one fateful morning, and never to return to this neighborhood again, because the police and children's services came and took me away and thought they were doing me justice, doing me a duty, saving me from my situation, which really they ended up hurting me more than they were helping me by putting me into custody of state and treating me as a criminal. But that's for another day. My mom ended up moving to Washington Street. If you know anything about Worcester, Washington Street's not a good place. Spink and Washington are 2 streets that you should stay away from. Drug bust city. My mom lived in this house. She got things broken into all the time, money stolen. It was just not a good time. But this is where I grew up. This is how I grew up. And here's the inside look for you. I'm really glad that you guys watched this video. Hopefully you watched this video all the way through. It's things like this that allow you to get to know me, who I really am at the core, what I've been through, and I want you all to realize that I'm not holding this in as like a victim mentality. This is all I've been through, this is all I'll ever be. No, I'm showing you an inside look at my heart, at what motivates me, because all that I've been through, that's what motivates me, because I'm still carrying it with me today. I'm still haunted by it today. I'm still going through it and dealing with it today. It's not just something that you go through and then you just forget about forever. That's a part of you. It is you. But that doesn't mean that you have to always stay that way. You take what you can from it, you learn from it, and then you move on. And I'm attempting to move on. You see, some people are born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Some people are born into wealthier situations, healthier situations. I wasn't. I didn't have much of a family. I didn't have much of a support system. I didn't have much of money. So I am making the most out of everything that I have right now. And I'm doing everything I can to scrape and to crawl up out of the depths of this pit, because I hate debt. I hate being poor. I hate in so many ways what I went through growing up, getting to this day right here. But guess what? There's nothing I can do about it. The only thing I can do is continually try so hard to please God, be better, and to love the people that are in my life right now. That's all I can do. That's all I know how to do right now. I'm trying to be a better man every single day with every breath that's within my lungs. I'm trying to make the people in my life proud of me. And it sucks when I have people that judge me, that people that hate on me, people that point the finger, that give me that critical eye and that do not open their heart to me when they don't even want to get to know me. They don't want to get to know the true depths of my heart and my motivation and why I'm trying so hard. And am I perfect? No. Do I fail often? Sure do. But I'm gonna try harder than any single person on this earth. I guarantee you that. I'm gonna fail probably more than any person on this earth, but I'm gonna get back up every single time. I'm not pleading for help. I'm not pleading for your sympathy. I'm just wanting you to see where all this passion comes from. Back there, that past, that's where it comes from. I'm taking it with me because that's a gas tank that never empties. It doesn't, because it's my life, man. It's my life. And I'm thankful that I'm living the rest of this life with God, moving forward. Let's go. That's my mentality. Woo! So thank you for watching this video, this long video. Please like and subscribe. This is Woo! It.